practice.
Great. Well, what I have to do really, there are two things that I have to verify. First, I have to verify the weight of the airplane. My dad's...
He has scales, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got scales. His scales are giving him readings that he thinks are about 60 pounds off for his airplane. His airplane is 900 pounds or so, and this airplane's 470, so I can be 30 or 40 pounds off.
Can't be. You gotta have an exact weight.
Yeah. So the FAI guys are going to want a real calibrated scale. So
What about the helicopter place?
they might have what I need. They could have it. And also the EAA hangar around the corner has got a good big old what's that, beam?
Triple or
It's a beam.
beam scale?
I don't know how many beams, but and we could go get it calibrated, and I'm sure FAI would go for that. So that's the first thing, and then the second thing is the only speeds that I've noticed are just off my airspeed indicator, corrected by Kit flying alongside me. He's done a lot of corrections on his, saying I think you're about reading 5 miles an hour fast, and that was at about 170 miles an hour. So I've been subtracting 5 miles an hour from what I read it on the airspeed indicator, but I've never, in the first place, I don't like to fly low. Just because I never know when this thing's going to quit. So I have to go out and get my courage up to fly and make some 500-foot runs down the highway, because there's a 1 mile marker down there, and if I bring my stopwatch, I can calibrate my airspeed indicator and see actually how fast I am going. If I'm in the ballpark, if I was going 192. That's without cleaning up the gear, the wheel pants, which I'm going to do. There's the back. Do you remember the little cuff that goes around the gear leg itself?
Yep.
It's open back, about a 1/4 inch gap back there, which is real bad. And it's intended
Pulling
from
the
the outside.
air back around.
Yeah, it's sucking it right in. So a piece of tape goes back up there is all. And there's also a little fairing that I have to make up at the top of the gear leg. So I figure both of those little things together should be worth 3 or 4 miles an hour. I'm going to sand the airplane and polish it, which should be worth another couple miles an hour. So then we're up to 6 or 8. And
Yeah, but a lot of the, the polishing is the best way to go, because you probably know it too. The sailplane guys are taking 600 grit paper and going chordwise
yeah,
to keep the air landing.
yeah.
Soon it separates them and lose speed.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. That's sort of
That's extreme.
yeah, and nobody really knows if that does anything or not. That's sort of like a superstition as much as, and in my case, the mile or so an hour that I might get out of that, I mean, if I need it, I'll go ahead and do that, but I'd rather have the airplane look pretty.
No, like that.
Yeah. So, and then there's something else I'm going to do to make it go faster. Oh, I'm assuming that also, I don't know, I never have known whether the propeller on this engine was letting me, whether I was limited by the prop or limited by the exhaust system. No matter what prop I've used on the airplane, it always turns up to 6,400. No matter what prop, including the little club prop, the little shortened prop that I
You
told
think
you.
that would let it turn up even higher?
If it was going to turn up, it would.
Static.
No, in the air.
Or
Well,
it?
I haven't really opened it up with that little club prop, so I don't know.
What's red line 70?
6,700.
67.
But this engine puts out its peak torque at 6,000. So
you're running pretty close to.
Yeah. Well, the point is that I don't know if there's any. I don't know if I could have added another 3 inches of pitch to this prop and still had it turn up to 6,400. I think it's always limited by the exhaust system and not by the propeller. I went from a 63-inch pitch to a 70-inch pitch, and still, yeah. So this engine, just because I want to take a gamble, and for another reason too, this engine has, instead of the 2.24 to 1 gearbox, this engine has a 2 to 1 gearbox. So I'm going to be turning that propeller 350 RPM more, which is a lot.
Sure.
It's like 15 miles an hour. So, and what I'm assuming that I'm going to do is that this engine will be lugging it first, and I'll start trimming the prop down until I get it to turn up to 6,400. So I'm figuring there's another 4 or 5 miles an hour in there, maybe, which should put me over. I need to go 203 to set the record.
It's got to be 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's got to be by 1%. So it's going to be real close. And there's a third option too. If I can't make the airplane go fast enough to set the 3-kilometer record, which is 201, to beat that record, I know that I can go fast enough to set the 15 to 25-kilometer record, which is 184. I think I can make this thing run for 20 minutes or so, which is how long I'd have to let it run. And I know that I know that I can run it faster than 185 miles an hour for 20 minutes. That's not that bad. You don't think so?
How many RPMs is that?
So, about 6,200 or so. It's really not bad. It's a little above cruise RPM. Mark Brown is turning these engines up to 6,800. He's cruising at 62, 61 or 6,200. So anyway, that's the plan. And if you guys will take this little thing off my hands, this thing could happen quick. I do want it to happen before the weather gets too hot.
Yeah. So Saturday, if you get out Saturday, is that to hang the engine?
Mm-hmm. I need to wash the airplane off. It's just filthy.
Does it work?
Not bad. 90 pounds, I think.
It's less than that.
Oh yeah, less than that. It's actually 75 pounds. The exhaust system is 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you don't, it's not a problem, Dave. It just
But
will
if
be-
I'm not working, I'll be glad to help.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get out there at 10 o'clock, 10:30.